And we are live. What's going on, everyone? I am here with a fellow New Jersey native to my right, and that is Mark from Tales from the Shelf. What's going on, Mark?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited that I got you on today, and we're just going to be talking about whatever comes to mind. So I appreciate you having time to talk.
Of course, man. I'm looking forward to it. I loved coming on my fellow YouTubers live streams and just talking about anything and everything. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to a good conversation.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I think you've definitely been doing YouTube longer than me. Like about 3 or 4 years or so.
It was October 29th of 2023, I think.
Okay. What
Yeah, I think so.
What sparked you to get on YouTube?
That's a good question, man. So, I started out. It was it's probably like 2018. Halloween 2018 was coming out, and I joined a Facebook group. Are you familiar with Drum Dums? Lee McCoy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I joined his Facebook group called Killer Flicks, and I was really active on there. And then from there, I made my first Instagram account, which was actually not Tales from the Shelf. It was I would post movie posters, but I would post, you know how in the grid you can post like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I would post 3 movie posters like in a row that all had a similar color palette.
Okay.
And then when you looked at like my feed, it was like, I don't know, it was very satisfying because they all had the same colors. And that was the first thing I did, and that was fun, but it was creatively kind of limiting. And that's when I made Tales from the Shelf, which is where I can just kind of post all the stuff you see behind me, like games and everything, movies, all that fun stuff. And then sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just going to say, did you get that from, do you love Tales from the Crypt, or what did you come up with the name?
Dude, so I'm not even that huge a Tales from the Crypt fan. I just thought the name sounded cool, and I just stuck with it. The name wasn't taken, or I don't believe it was taken, so I was like, okay, well, the fact that it's not taken is surprising, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll with that.
Right.
And then from there, I was posting stuff on Instagram and stuff, and I have a friend who works in like media production, and he's, a very creative person. He like shoots music videos and stuff. And, I talked to him for a while about wanting to make a YouTube channel one day just to get my voice out there. And then I think we were talking about it for probably like the 5th time or something. And he kind of was like, gave me a little bit of tough love and was like, dude, you got to just stop talking about it and just do it. Cause I'm tired of hearing you talk about this thing that you want to do, like in a very supportive way. He was like, just do it.
Right.
And he was like, I'm very savvy with this stuff. He still helps me with things to this day. And he kind of gave me the push that I needed. And then from there, I've just been making YouTube videos.
No, I agree. That's definitely great advice. I mean, I would probably say the same thing to anyone else who's watching. For me, it was the same thing. Like I feel like I should have made it in high school. I should have made it in college. And I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like you can agree or not agree, but a bunch of people who have YouTube channels currently, the main thing they say is not that I shouldn't have made it, but I should have made it years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's one of those things that, I finally just got up one day and was just like, no, I'm just going to do it. And it's a struggle, but once you start figuring it out and everything clicks, you're like, all right, cool. I can do what my buddies are doing online. So it's awesome.
Yeah. It's like so intimidating at first because it's like all of a sudden, all of these new processes that you have no knowledge of, you now need to figure out. So it's like, how do I position the camera? How do I light this shot? How do I edit video? How do I make thumbnails? Like
yeah.
all of these things. And, it's intimidating. And it's like, if you're like me, all of those things will be like, you'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to do it. I'm just not going to do it because it's going to be too hard. It's going to be too hard. And then, but you got to push through that. And I think what you often find on the other side is that it's not as hard as you thought it was. And now you're a lot better off because you know how to do things that you didn't know how to do before. And if you just keep doing that, you're going to be so much better off. And that's, you can apply that to like everything in your life too, which is something that I've learned from doing this.
I agree. speaking off what you just said, I tried to teach myself guitar in like 6th grade or 7th grade, and I just couldn't do it. My dad, actually, one of my buddies, I think, had a book, and it had, with the chords and everything on there, and I was just like, I couldn't figure out which fingers were corresponding to the chords and everything. And then jumpstart to maybe I was 20. I was definitely in college, and then same thing as YouTube, man. YouTube is a blessing because you're just able to not only pull up any video that you want to, but you can rewind it. You can slow it down. You can do so many different things that you're just like, oh, I don't understand how he's explaining it, but I can watch somebody else explain it. And again, I can rewind it 67 times. So if I asked you to do that in person, you might get annoyed, but the person who's already filmed it before won't. So let me grab this real quick. We got my buddy Jason. We've got JCar2000ANZ, who I was talking to on Instagram right before the stream, says, Adam and Mark, hope all is good tonight. Looking forward to the stream. I appreciate it. Go give Mark Tales from the Shelf a follow on Instagram and YouTube as well. He says, every streamer, every stream, every video, and what is into it is different because you have your own style. Everyone is unique. Oh, I appreciate it. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Well, we talked a little bit about this backstage. So I found out I have a bunch of, I follow a bunch of people on my Instagram, and sometimes it's hard to, figure out like, oh, you're from New Jersey, I'm from New Jersey, all these other things. But you went to Monster Mania in March. I also went to Monster Mania in March, and although we were, I think I had left before, like you got there a little bit later.
Yeah,
we were messaging back and forth. But yeah, talk about your experience. I know you met bearded film guy who, if Brian watches on the sometimes he'll watch on his way to work, he listens to these podcasts. Brian knows him as well, so I know they took a picture and stuff. But and you took a picture with Tim as well. Talk about the experience. I know you met Ethan Embry, and have you been to Monster Mania before, I should say, in Cherry Hill?
Yeah, this is like my 5th or 6th one, I want to say. The first one I went to, I have my Instagram up right here. I can probably pull it up. But sure. Like 2021, I started hitting up a lot of horror conventions, like with my mom and stuff. Because like my mom and my sister will go to Disney World a lot, and that's kind of what they do. And so my mom and I, we never had like that thing that we would like kind of bond over. And then we started hitting up these conventions, and it was really fun. For us to go together and stuff, and it's like she was like born in the 70s, right? So she knows like Ralph Macchio, like she loved all those people. So there was plenty of people that she actually wanted to meet as well. Like it wasn't like she was just kind of going because I wanted to go. Like she had her own vested interest in it. So it wound up being this really cool like shared thing that we would do, and we would go, and I think there was one year we went to two, but we would go to both because I know they do it twice a year. And then we started slowing down a little bit, but we went in March this past year, or yeah, this year. God, it feels like a long time ago already, and it was only 2 months. Right. But I actually didn't see Bearded Film Guy and Tim that Monster Mania. I think it was like 2 Monster Manias before that, back in March of 2024 is when I got to meet them. But it was great, man. I typically won't, unless there's someone I really would love to meet, and I'm fortunate enough that I have gotten to meet most of those people already. Like the only person I met was Ethan Embry, because the autographs, it stacks up a lot, price wise.
Oh yeah.
So I usually will get maybe 1 or 2 autos, meet the people I really am excited about meeting, and then I'll just shop at the vendors, man. I'll hit up some physical media booths. I'll buy some cool T-shirts, shit like that, and it's great, man. I can kind of get in and out within like 2 hours or something. And yeah, I love it. It's a great convention. It's only about an hour away from me, and just the amount, the caliber of guests that they get is great. So I really love it for that too.
Well, dude, did you see the August one has Heather Langenkamp, has Robert Englund, Doug Bradley? Oh, it's just like insane.
Yeah, dude.
Bryce Dallas Howard. I'm like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to go to that one. I don't know if you can tell, but this is you probably can't tell. This is a Freddy's Revenge poster right here.
Okay, yeah, I can't really. Okay,
it's not an original, but it's like a reproduction. But it's
okay,
signed. It's signed by Mark Patton and
nice.
Kim Myers.
Uh-huh.
So, and I feel like I'm not gonna have all my life to meet Robert Englund, so I should probably jump on it and get him to sign it as well, and that would be really sweet. Freddy's Revenge is my favorite nightmare film.
Have you
So
met him before?
no, I have not.
Okay.
And I've met John Carpenter, and I want to meet Nick Castle. He's kind of like my other white whale.
Yeah.
Because he's the original Michael and everything. And I love that first film.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if I could meet Robert Englund, I would consider myself pretty happy. So we'll have to see. That's going to be like a arrive 2 hours early kind of thing. And
that's gonna be all day. I took the whatever you want to call it, bit the bullet and paid for the photo op. What was weird was I paid for the photo op before they announced the one with him and Heather. But if you pay for, obviously them together is more money than them separate. But Robert by himself was $170 something just for a photo. No autograph. No, it's going to be the most expensive I ever spent. And I kind of looked at it like, I'd personally rather have, there's people I've taken pictures with and not done autographs, and vice versa, done autographs, not done pictures. But for me, like, he has the glove in the picture. Like you said, he's almost 80, if not, late 70s and something like that. And the best part about having a scheduled photo op is you don't have to wait in line all day. So
yeah.
For me personally, I'd rather, like, okay, it's at 1 o'clock, you get in line, and then maybe you wait an hour or 30 minutes or whatever. But if you're doing that line for Robert Englund, I mean, conservatively, it could be 5 hours, 6 hours or something? Because people have skipped the lines too at Monster Mania. So people can use their skip the line for him. And then it might be, you may be number 20 in line if you're there 2 hours early. And then, a bunch of people just do that. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably going to be something I have to really strongly think about doing. I've done the photo op one time before, and it was for John Carpenter. That was at Fan Expo in Philly, which is a really cool convention. I'm going there again at the end of this month. And yeah, I don't remember exactly how much I paid. It was a lot, and I wouldn't do it for just anybody. And I don't know that I would do it for Robert either. I think if I could just get him to sign this poster, I think I'd be pretty happy. And just getting to be able to talk to him for a minute or whatever would be enough for me. Because
how was John? Because he's the same word you said to me. He's my white whale as well. It's kind of hard for him to he doesn't do many conventions, so I was kind of shocked he did that one, because he didn't even do like the Halloween. I could be wrong. He didn't do the Halloween 45 or 40 year one, but he does this, and I'm just like, kind of crazy.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I never thought that I would get, because he lives in California, if I'm not mistaken. So I assumed that he would just be kind of on the West Coast, and I wouldn't get the chance. But as soon as I saw that he was coming to Fan Expo in Philly, I was like, I have to do this. Literally, like, it actually kind of made the decision a lot easier, because it was like, I literally don't have an option. Like, I just didn't even think about it. I was like, the money, it's money well spent. He's my goat. As far as meeting him, do you mean, like, what was he like? Or
yeah, I know they sort of usher you in, very fast, and you shake his hand, take a picture, and you just say hello, and
yeah, that was it, man. Like, I don't like to be, whenever I meet anyone famous at a convention, I try to just keep it pretty brief. I'm not someone who's getting 10 things signed. I don't like to ask questions that I know they've been asked a million times. I just try to be as much of a smooth process as possible. So I usually just ask them, like, how their weekend's going, something like that. Tell them, real quick, like, hey, this movie means a lot to me. Thanks for what you do, that kind of thing, and then just keep it pushing. Dude, I honestly don't even remember what he said when I met him. It was like 10 in the morning. I hadn't really gotten much sleep the night before. I like took a train and a car ride to get to Philly. And I'm like, my brain was like fried by the time I finally got in line. And Tim from Tim Talks Talkies was there at the convention, and he was in line, and I think there was like 10 people between me and him, and he was like, yo, just come up here. And I was like, are you sure, man? And I just jumped in front of him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he is the man. He gave me so much advice because I had never been to that convention before, and I think he had. So he gave me a lot of advice as like far as how to navigate it and stuff. He let me jump in line. Shout out to him. He was the man. And then yeah, I got the Best Buy Halloween Steelbook, the 4K one. That's kind of like that brown beige colors with the fall leaves on it. Do you know the one? I got that signed. I got my picture with him. It's hanging up on my wall over there. It was kind of cool. In the photo op, he like threw up the devil horns and shit, which I thought was cool. He didn't have to do that. So yeah, it wasn't a very intimate process, which I didn't expect it to be. You know, I'm not going to bother the guy too much. He's meeting probably thousands of people across the course of that weekend. So I just like got what I needed out of it and kept going, which was all I wanted. So
nice, man. Hell yeah. Let me go through some questions. We've got Acres of Movies saying hello and thanks from Stacy. We've got Stacy saying Dustin Hoffman new movie with, I don't know who that is, Leo Woodall, heist movie. You'll have to let me know what that is in the comments. Stacy, she says next Monster Mania, give Mark his own. Let's give Mark his own panel. Let's make it happen.
I don't know how many people would pay for that, but I appreciate the sentiment. That's very nice of you.
We've got my buddy Joel, who's been on a bunch of live streams at Dark Room Reviews. Fantastic video. We appreciate it. My other buddy Luke, who did a live stream with me last week, says, what's going on, guys? Hope all is well. Jason's saying some love to Mr. Ponto. Luke saying what's up to Jason. We've got Nick Castle as a legend. I'd love to meet Dick Warlock as well.
I got to meet him at Monster Mania. Yeah, he was cool. He signed my Halloween 2 Blu-ray.
In Cherry Hill, you met him?
Yeah. I think that was... I don't remember which one that was. They all blend together to me. It might have been 2023.
Right. We've got Stacy saying, if alive, would you rather get Alfred? I guess, would you rather meet Alfred Hitchcock or Judy Garland? I mean...
I'd say Hitchcock for me.
Yeah, probably Hitchcock. I'm not the biggest on older movies. Judy Garland, I think I've only seen like Wizard of Oz and A Star is Born. So probably Hitchcock, with obviously Psycho and Rear Window and all that stuff. And Stacey saying hi to Luke and Dark Room Reviews. But I mean, just going into your channel a little bit, you know, you've got some killer videos that have obviously blown up. Obviously, I know you're a big horror fan, but one of the ones that I watched immediately was your, obviously Halloween's I've got all the 4Ks over there. I met, the only one I met him from the original film was Tony Moran, unfortunately. He's nice to meet.
He seems to get a really bad rap. I've never met him. I think he was like, I went to NJ HorrorCon, which is a much smaller convention than Monster Mania. I met like Felissa Rose there and stuff. That's where I met Mark Patton and Kim Myers. And he was there. I didn't go to meet him just because I didn't necessarily care to. But he was like, I was in line for Felissa, I think. And he like jumped in the line and started like talking to everyone and stuff, which is cool. Like when they are getting involved with the fans and everything. So that was cool. I mean, I don't know. I know people have said negative things about him, but I don't really have a horse in the race either way.
Yeah, I met him. Funny you mentioned that. It was in December, and they called it like Holiday Horror Sideshow Market or something.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Felissa Rose was actually there as well, and the two girls in the bathroom from Scream 1996 were there.
Nice.
So I met the cheerleader, and then I met him, and he was nice to me. I was like the first person in line. Again, like you said, a smaller show. I had my big, my whatever you want to call it, big poster that I have framed, had him sign. But again, what you were saying with prices too, it's crazy because he was like $80 for a combo, and I'm like, dude, you take the mask off for literally 2 seconds.
That's a lot for him, dude.
And it's probably more expensive now. It's insane. I just met Michael Bean at Chiller Theater, which is also in Jersey, and he was, oh my god, I'll probably get the numbers wrong. You can everyone can check in my video too, but he no combo. It was like an autograph or selfie separate. He was an hour late to his table, and it was like $100 or something just for an autograph. And I'm like, dude, it's gnarly. And so I'm glad you went to conventions years prior, because I started in 2024, and
Yeah.
it's even gotten worse since then.
Yeah, I don't know how much I skipped the inflation necessarily. Being it was only I think my first one would have been 2022 if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really bad with years and remembering stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I've seen as low as like 40 for like, people who aren't the biggest stars. I can't think of any examples right now. I don't remember what I paid for Mark Patton and Kim. It might have been like 40 for them each.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you go for the right people and it's like things that are special to you that you're like actually get excited about. Like I don't want to just meet someone for the sake of it.
Right.
Like I love Can't Hardly Wait, which is why I was so excited to meet Ethan Embry.
Ethan Embry, yeah.
And he didn't have a terribly long line, affordably priced. And what I often find too is with those people, they're very grateful for what's going on with them, and like they're more inclined to really have a nice conversation with you. And not that I expect that or need that, but I recognize it and I appreciate it when it happens. So
right. Did you?
Ethan Embry was very talkative. Sorry.
Did you just get a picture, or did you get an autograph for him as well?
I got an auto and the signature, and I think that was probably like 80.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think and he like really talked to me about everything, and I asked him like, what do people usually get you to write, like as far as a quote, and he was like, there's no such thing as fate, right? I say that in the movie, right? And I'm like, I yeah, for sure. And I'm like,
right.
And then I'm not being 100%. So then I went home and had to rewatch it, and I'm like waiting for him to say it so that I could be like, okay. Because if he didn't, that's kind of awkward. Because then now that's on my Blu-ray.
Right.
But no, he did. But he was making me doubt myself. I guess he hasn't seen the movie in a while.
I'm always shocked. I'm always shocked when they, I mean, they've done, so many movies. So when they can remember their quotes, or usually I guess they get, a bunch of the same ones over and over again.
Right.
But for me, I'm usually just like, I want it personalized to my name, and then they just sign. If they put a character name, that's awesome. Sometimes they charge more, which is ridiculous. But for me, I always loved Empire Records with Ethan Embry. So if I was the chance to meet him again, that was always like one of those whatever you want to call it, B tier, C tier film that like, if you grew up watching it, you loved it, but a lot of people like, it wasn't a massive hit or anything. So, but I always loved that film that he was in. So
yeah, that was one that I had to seek out after, because I heard about how cult status it kind of had, and I liked it, but I could see myself liking it even more had I grown up with it.
Right. Well, I'm not sure. I'm 30 years old. Are you around the same age as me?
I'm 32. So yeah, okay, we're right there.
We're the same thing.
Yeah.
We've got Stacy saying, great channel, fun discussion. What commentary watch party would you two do together? Anything horror.
Good question. Yeah, I feel like anything horror, we'd have a good time.
Yeah.
Halloween, Friday the 13th, we seem to like as well. So.
Well, you do. Shameless plug to your channel, man. You've done what do you call it? I swore I saw a Jay and Silent Bob something, because you've done watch alongs with like maybe it was Leprechaun and Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, so that is a live show that I did with my friend Tyler, the one that I mentioned earlier, who helps me out a lot with like technical stuff. What we do is it was called Talks from the Shelf, and we would watch certain like we'd kind of pick a category, and then we don't do it's not a watch along, but we would watch them on our own time, and then we would meet up for the show and then like talk about stuff. So for the Leprechaun one back in March, we split up the franchise and we watched all the Leprechaun movies, but like he got the odd ones and I got the even ones. So,
yeah.
So neither of us really, and I had never seen any of them. I had no experience with Leprechaun. So it was really confusing for us because we were trying to like piece together the lore, because like he goes from 1 to 3 and I'm going from 2 to 4, and now he's from 2 to 4, he goes to space, and it's like, was there anything in 3 that led us to this point? It was a fun conversation. No, yeah, he was able to fill me in. But yeah, that's just like a more of a grab bag kind of variety show where we talk about anything and everything. The Jay and Silent Bob thing was the bromance show I think we did for Valentine's Day, where we kind of talk about the best bromances in movies, and Jay and Silent Bob being one of them.
Well, have you shameless plug to my channel? I've been to the have you been to Kevin Smith's comic book store in Jersey?
Yes, I've been there in Red Bank. I also went to his movie theater, Smod Castle Cinemas.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't been there.
You got to check it out. It's really cool. It's an old building, but it's very cool. And I saw Blair Witch Project with a Q&A from Michael C. Williams, which was really awesome.
Oh, that's sick.
And yeah, I got to meet Kevin Smith there. He did a book signing, and he signed the book and everything. I got to take a picture with him. So I've met him. That was really cool.
I just went to, again, shameless plug, guys, go check out my channel. I just went to the Quick Stop location in Leonardo, New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
Well, I posted it 4 days ago, but I went like a week or so, or 2 weeks ago. So I've been there. I've been everything except the movie theater, but I've been to the comic store. I was actually at the comic store before they moved like a street away. It's still on that same street that they sort of close down sometimes during the summertime. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I would love to meet him. I'd love to meet Jay. Hopefully they do something again for the at his movie theater. But does his movie theater play new movies, or they play whatever they want to play?
They'll do new stuff as well as older stuff. So they seem to do a mix of programming where they'll do like themed things like that and stuff, like the Q&A, like events like that where they'll show like Blair Witch and everything. So
right,
if you follow their Instagram, I think that's probably the best way to get updates and everything, because that's how I found out about it. Somebody else shared it, and it was like a week from the day I saw it, and I happened to be off that day, so I was like, okay, I have to go to this because I would love to meet Michael C. Williams.
Right. It was just a perfect happy accident.
Yes, exactly.
Didn't you meet what's his name? Didn't you meet Kelsey Grammer at your job?
Yeah, I did. That was weird because that was one of the only, if not the only time I met a celebrity not in a convention setting.
Right.
But he's I don't think he's from, so Kelsey Grammer's from New York, and okay. I think he has a house here in New Jersey, and he has a beer company, and he was going around pitching his beer to, I guess, different businesses, and he came to my place of business and was pitching the owners on like his beer, and I think we wound up buying some. And he was super cool, and I was like, I'm in the back, I'm in the kitchen, so I'm not in the front of the house or anything. So my boss comes back and he's like, yo, if any of you guys want to come and meet him, just let me know, and like I'll introduce you and shit. And I was like, I want to go meet him real quick. And it was like, I've never, like, I think we were too young to watch like Frasier and Cheers and stuff. Yeah. I mean, obviously we could have gone back since, but like we definitely missed that wave. So like I know him from like Beast and X-Men and shit, but it was like, there you go. I'm not gonna
dude, Stinky Pete from Toy Story 2. That's me.
Yeah, him, and he's like a character in I think he's Sideshow Bob in The Simpsons.
I didn't know that. Awesome.
I think yeah, don't quote me, but I think he is.
Okay.
But I'm like, whatever. I'll just go meet him real quick because it's like, why not? You know. And he was super chill. I just I told him what's up and took a picture. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, very surprising. Kind of came out of nowhere.
Let's see. We've got another fellow YouTuber, The View with Drew 9322, saying, "Hey everyone, what's up? What's up, Drew?" We've got Stacy saying, "Have you seen Michael Bihn's movie The Fan?" I have not. Have you, Mark?
No, I think I've heard about it though. I think it might be like a baseball movie.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I've seen, you know, it's funny, when I met him, he had obviously The Abyss, Terminator, Aliens, and he had a Cherry Falls, just one, but he had a Cherry Falls. He's like the sheriff or something.
Yeah, I remember that. I've seen that movie. I've seen it one time.
It's not good, but
yeah, I got rid of that Blu-ray.
Right, yeah, I had the Screen Factory Blu-ray too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna donate that one actually.
You don't need it. You just We got Jason saying, if I meet someone popular, I would forget my own name. Yeah, I've rehearsed, Jason, so many times, like what I'm going to say. And I kind of do the same thing Mark does, where it's like, I don't want to ask him, like, what's a fun time or memory you had on the set of Scream or something. I'm usually just like straight to the point. How's it going? Can you, can you take a picture with me, or, nice to meet you, blah, 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 whatever. Because again, they're going to forget me in two people. So I kind of just go with that. But we've got Stacy saying, favorite Halloween franchise kills. Oh, this is good. That's a great question, because that's my favorite. Again, I've got all the 4Ks, my favorite franchise. The top of my head, I mean, Bob is classic. Just getting the knife through it's not only the head tilt, but getting the knife so deep that it would, pin him to the wall.
Yeah.
From Halloween, the original. Halloween 2 with the nurse who gets the syringe to her eye. That's a good one.
That's a scary one too, because it's like it evokes that fear of needles, where it's like if you don't do that thing where they prime it or whatever, you'll get an air pocket in your vein and die. That's like an irrational fear I have, where it's like that'll never happen to me, but it's like at the same time, I think I heard that could happen to you when I was a kid, because I'll be like, why do they do that? And then they explained it, and then in the movie you see it happen, and you're like, fuck.
What about the guy in 2018? He's a little bigger guy, and he's got curly hair, and he gets Michael puts him on the fence.
That's a good one too.
Good one, yeah. What about you? I'm taking him away. So
no, I mean those are all great ones. I love the shotgun kill in 4, where he like impales the sheriff, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yep.
That one's sweet. 28. I like that bathroom sequence in 2018 where he kills both the podcasters.
Yep.
That's a good one. Kills has a ton of good ones where he like smashes that like light and like stabs the lady with it.
Oh yeah,
like in the neck.
Light, whatever you want to call
it. That shit's so that was pretty visceral.
And then is it her or the husband? He keeps putting knives in his back.
Yeah, it's the husband. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah. Michael's kills are, a lot of them have to do with knives, but he gets creative every now and then too.
See, I was always, one of the things that drew me to him was the lore of his childlike nature to his kills. So when he, with PJ Souls, how he dresses up as a ghost, he wears Bob's glasses, and then he doesn't even say anything and strangles her from behind. In Halloween Kills, when he uses the 3, the witch and the skull and the pumpkin, and kills those people, puts them on the merry-go-round or whatever, and then puts the hats, the masks on them. So I always liked that sort of, for lack of a better term, like that his developmental whatever was stunted, and he kind of reverts to how you would play with like dolls or action figures as a kid as to humans. So those were things I always really liked that he would do when he would set up a kill or something like that. Yeah,
there's like these grisly tableaus. And what's great about all that stuff that you just said is it's like at no point in any movie really is it's like spelled out that that's why he does that. It's all just it's all just kind of inferred.
Right.
And what's great about that is that anyone can kind of map on their own explanation of why he does that.
Right.
And it's always going to be accurate, because none of the movies do anything to kind of dispel your own personal kind of thing, which is why I love ambiguity in horror movies so much. In a way, it's kind of like it allows the viewer to kind of present their own takeaways, and it's like, I don't know, it's just beautiful. I mean, that's why Michael's the most interesting to me, is because we don't know why. At least in the context of the first movie. I know in some later ones, like the Thorn trilogy, they kind of explain some of that, and it's not really for me. But in that first one, and then the 2018 trilogy as well, the Blumhouse trilogy, they also don't really do anything to explain it. They progress it a little further with him like looking out his window and stuff like that, but they don't tell you why, and that's great. That was one of the biggest things that I don't think David Gordon Green, he doesn't get credit for that, by preserving that stuff while also advancing it, which is a hard thing to do.
I'm curious to know just what are your least favorite in the franchise? For me, it's for sure Ends and Resurrection. I don't know if I could put a third in there. I mean, 6 I don't like 6, but I'd probably watch 6. Curse of Michael Myers over 5. 5 really bothers me. But yeah, for sure the bottom 2 are Ends and Resurrection. Because I could have a beer with you, Mark, and I've said this before on the channel, and watch Resurrection and be like, it's shit, but it's it's not gonna offend me. But Ends offends me. And then 5 Tina drives me crazy. You have Danielle Harris doesn't talk, and she's an amazing actress. Loomis is on like 11, and he's mean to her and everything. So those 3 for me are like the ones that I'm like, if it's on TV, I probably wouldn't watch it, so to speak.
Let me pull up my Letterboxd list here, because I don't want to.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to speak out of turn. I do know that I really don't like H2O.
Really?
Very much at all.
H2O.
Yeah, I'm not a H2O guy. I have that at 10.
Okay.
Out of 13. Resurrection's an easy number, or last. Resurrection's easily last for me. I don't like Rob Zombie's Halloween. 5 is pretty bad, for all the reasons you went into. And then H2O. H2O just doesn't feel like a Halloween movie to me, and that's not like a fresh take. Like excuse me. I think that's something that a lot of people say, but it's. And you know what bothers me more than anything is when you can see Michael's eyes.
Oh yeah, the mask is horrible when he's at the window, and
it's such a easy way to like make him very not scary. And it's like, well, it's such a little thing, right? But it does so much. It does more than you might think, in terms of like humanizing him. And when you humanize him, he's not scary. So it's just like, oh, it's just a dude in a mask. And it's very impressive how much not showing the eyes, adds to that character. So I would say those movies are my least favorites.
No, I agree with you. I think Loomis has a line in one of the films, 1 or 2, or the blackest of eyes, and there's nothing behind, his whatever he says. But I agree. I do like H2O. A lot of people don't like the setting because it's very California. It's a boarding school. It's not even though they start out that first scene where Michael goes to the nurse's house to get the files on Jamie in Haddonfield. But I like LL Cool J's funny. He's really awesome. I like Josh Hartnett. The CGI mask. Yeah, that's atrocious in that film too.
Yeah, I wasn't even going to mention that. Yeah. And that's like the biggest reason why a lot of the sequels don't work for me is just how inconsistent the mask is. And that's like the number one thing that I need to be good. And it's why I hold the Blumhouse trilogy in as high regard as I do, because they got the mask right, and that's something that so many people have failed to do. So like, regardless of how you feel about those movies, you have to give them their props for that, because they really nailed that.
Oh, they killed it. Let's see if I show it here. I have
sweet.
Yeah, the Trick or Treat Studios and 78, 2018, and then the Witch over there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. But what was I gonna say? The 2018 mask is amazing. I would love to meet James Jude Courtney too. I've never met him. I don't know if he kind of comes to the East Coast.
That would be sweet. I'd definitely like to meet him. He's definitely my second favorite Myers.
Yeah,
like for sure, like no question. He's great.
His first Dick Warlock or Nick Castle?
Nick Castle. I would probably say Nick Castle, James Jude, and then Dick Warlock is third, I guess.
Yeah. It's hard because, when you go back and watch that original film, like Nick Castle really... It depends what iteration you want of him. Nick Castle moves like a human, if that makes sense, and Dick Warlock is more, people say, like the robotic type.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I like both of them. Something about James Jude Courtney was just phenomenal. Like the shots of him, or I should just say the shot of him walking out of the house on fire, Laurie's house on fire, was just unbelievable. And like him moving his head and holding the axe and beating up the firemen. And I kind of think it might be blasphemous, but yeah, I kind of think he also had 3 films, but I could say that he probably did my favorite portrayal of Myers. It was unbelievable.
I don't think that's a hot take. I mean, that's probably a hot take, but I don't think it's like blasphemous to say or anything. Because yeah, he did have more movies, and he also had like 40 years of understanding of the character to work with.
Right.
And that's why the first one is so great, is because there was nothing before that. So
exactly. Yep.
like Nick Castle just literally invented it. So there was no pressure on him really. So I in a sense, I feel bad for Dick Warlock because he's the one who had to follow up and try to replicate something that had already been done versus Nick Castle, who was just doing whatever John Carpenter told him to do.
So did John, you can correct me, John told him to do the head tilt, but did John also tell him to rise up like Dracula?
I don't know anything about that. The only thing that I know about is that, and this is just what I've heard, is how John Carpenter basically just told Nick Castle to just walk the way that he did. I think there was probably like instances of him trying the walk where he was like, no, like you're trying too hard, basically, like you're looking a little too much like you're trying to look menacing. And John basically just told him like, just walk. And that's the only thing I'm aware of as far as like that kind of stuff. I would imagine that the head tilt, excuse me, I would imagine that the head tilt and the sit up are like in the script, if I had to guess.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. We've got Stacy saying, who would you cast as Colonel Cochran in a Halloween 3 prequel? I don't know. Daniel Harley, I can never say his name, Harley or whatever, was amazing. Super menacing, and I don't know. I've heard a bunch of different rumors of like we're gonna get a Halloween TV show. Like there's gonna be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre TV show. Now there's gonna be obviously the Camp Crystal Lake TV show. I have no idea who. I wouldn't want to see anything like Halloween 3, or they tried that with Halloween 3 to branch away from Michael Myers, and then we obviously got Halloween 4. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, Mark, but I'm not well versed on newer actors, and yeah.
Maybe maybe Jack. I mean, depending on how young you go, you could do Jack O'Connell. He's
sure.
He's on a bit of a hot horror streak right now. He just got cast in A Quiet Place 3.
Okay.
And then he did 28 Years and Sinners.
Yeah.
So he's in a lot of horror films. Yeah, and he's actually Irish too, I think. So that's
is he really?
That's actually kind of perfect.
That is actually very perfect.
I just realized that as I was saying that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably say him, depending on how young you go.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer. And he was in I haven't seen it, but he was in 28 Years. Did you say 28 Years Later?
Yeah, 28 Years and Sinners are the I think like back-to-back years he was in.
We got Stacy saying Leo Waddell is a new star. He was on White Lotus. Oh, I haven't seen White Lotus.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm bad with TV.
Yeah, I don't watch much TV. We've got to remake The Guardian. I don't know much. I know Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher in that, and maybe I saw it 20 years ago or whatever, but I haven't. I don't know. I don't have much to add to that. What about you, Mark?
Never seen it.
We've got Jason saying, I watched Halloween from 1978, Halloween H2O, and the newer Halloween movies, never got into the others. It's really up to you, which way you want to go. There's so many different avenues you can go. That's essentially what's the word from? Like a timeline, right? You can watch the first one, you can watch H2O, and then although they take away H2O in the newer films, you can do that. You can exclude the Rob Zombie films. I would recommend 4. 4 is phenomenal. 2 is phenomenal, Jason. But yeah, you can go a bunch of different avenues there. So you could skip 5 and 6, like we were saying. You can skip Rob Zombie, but definitely watch 4, because I would say like 1 through 4 are bulletproof. I mean, I really don't think there's a weak link in there, even if you want to take out 3 because it doesn't have Michael Myers. But I think a consistent. You can take anything. Scream, Texas Chainsaw, Nightmare. I think 1 through 4 of Halloween is, flawless. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think those are the best pound for pound in the whole series. I think those are probably the first 4 are the best 4, I would say.
Oh yeah. Did you meet Danielle Harris? Because she was at a Monster Mania.
I did. I didn't get her picture, but she did sign my Halloween 4 Blu-ray over there.
Yeah.
It's interesting because sometimes I'll forget that I've met certain people because I never got a picture with them.
Right.
But I just opted to get the signature. Like that's the same with Dick Warlock. I didn't get the picture with him, and I regret that. I think because it sucks, man. Because it's like I don't want just either or. Like I want both, and sometimes just it's cost prohibitive.
Right.
So
it's tough too. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just saying it's a balance you have to walk. You have to prioritize things.
Right. I'm with you too. Like there's one of the Monster Manias I went to, and again I forget because it's twice a year. But one of them I went to and met, I'm gonna say David Arquette and Derek Mears, or maybe that was the one with Daniel Harris, or maybe that was the one with Roger L. Jackson. I don't know, but they all kind of go together.
Yeah.
But there was what's his name? Oh my goodness, there was Jigsaw, Tobin Bell, and Shawnee Smith in the smaller room that you met Ethan Embry and I met Skeet Ulrich. But yeah, I couldn't do it. I was like, I'd rather just, or not that I'd rather do it, but a tip for me, if anyone hasn't gone to a convention, is stick to your budget and go in with like, all right, I can only spend $200 or whatever. And it sucks, but sometimes you go, you know, I'd rather get an autograph by one person and a picture with someone else, or maybe I'll get a combo for just one singular person. And I've been fortunate that I haven't, you know, missed someone. But yeah, I would love to meet Shawnee Smith. I would love to meet Tobin Bell. And then I would love to meet, there's a couple other ones that I was like, yeah, I can't do it because I've already met, you know, 2 or 3 people in the day. And then it gets, you know, obviously too impossible. Plus gas too. You spend gas. It's $40 to get into a convention, you know, so you're going in with food, gas, and whatever. You're $100 down before you even get an autograph.
Before you even get in the door. Yeah.
Right. And plus like all the merch. I always love going to the tables and getting like a small little Michael Myers, you know, tchotchke or souvenir or whatever. And that obviously takes up a lot of room and money too. So.
Yeah, I take those as an opportunity to buy boutique labels of like physical media in person. I never get to do that anymore. And, you know, Best Buy doesn't sell movies. And I don't really buy movies much at all anymore. So whenever I'm at like Monster Mania in front of the Diabolic DVD booth or whatever, it's fun for me to browse and kind of splurge. And that's what a good chunk of my budget will go to, is the instant gratification of coming home with some Blu-rays. So it's like a special treat that I don't get to have often. So.
Oh yeah. Do you have a favorite label?
It's probably Criterion Collection. But I love Arrow, and I like Scream Factory. I like what Arrow's doing lately with movies like Spawn and stuff like that. And they also are doing like, they have this Mortal Kombat collection coming out next month, which is like I can't remember the last time I pre-ordered a Blu-ray set from anywhere. That's how kind of out of it I am.
Right.
But I pre-ordered that because I love those 2 movies from the 90s. Those were huge for me growing up. So I like that direction that they're going in now, where they're kind of, you know, they're playing in that sandbox of like 90s camp action comic book stuff. You know, not necessarily horror, but just things that people are equally have a cult following for.
Right. Well, they also just had, or not just had, they had the box set of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle films from the 90s.
Exactly. That kind of stuff is very cool, and it's tempting for me, but I ultimately, you know, I like to consider my collection pretty complete right now as far as like catalog titles. And then what I'll do is, you know, throughout the year, I keep a list of all the new movies that I see in theaters. And then I look at that and then I say, okay, these are the movies on this list that I would want to own and watch again. And that's kind of how I decide what to buy from here on out.
Yeah.
As far as movies go, because it's just, I don't need to have 10,000 fucking Blu-rays, man. Eventually I'm going to have to move and like,
right.
I'm just trying to downsize. Like I love having all this stuff, but I don't need too much stuff, if that makes any sense.
I really appreciate you saying that, because at some point I want to do a video about not buying as much physical media as I used to. It's weird. It's like you know, I grew up and bought a bunch of DVDs when nobody was buying, not when nobody, I should say, when a 8-year-old or 9-year-old was buying other things, which I was too, whether that was, you know, basketball shoes or whatever it was. I was getting DVDs, and then, you know, I got rid of all the DVDs and went to Blu-ray. And now I'm doing we can transition to this. Now I'm doing I've bought this 3 times because it's like, you know, I love these films so much, and I literally just got the Fight Club Steelbook today, but it's like, you know, not that this is bad because it's Blu-ray, but I'm like, well, this looks better. I'm sorry. It looks better packaging wise, and it also is going to look better because it's shot on film and it's on 4K opposed to Blu-ray. But that's my main thing now. I'm like, well, I've owned The Matrix on DVD, Blu-ray, and now 4K. So the rebuying is kind of what's fucking me now. It's been insane. But I agree with you here. It's like there's films that just to think of something like, I couldn't find it over there, but I have like Raging Bull from the Criterion Collection, and it's not that, like, you know, it's a great film, but it's like, when am I going to be in the mood to watch that depressing movie, Raging Bull? And B, it's like, you know, that's probably something that's going to be on streaming, so to speak. So I don't know. So yeah, I kind of want to go back and, or I am going through my collection and saying, like, you know, let's just keep the ones that, like, I need to have at arm's length. And I'm not going crazy with it, but like, I've been on eBay and I'll sell like maybe 2 titles a month or something like that. So I appreciate that you are also saying that, because I see all these other YouTubers and stuff, and no shade or anything, but it's like every week every Tuesday they're buying something, or something's coming in from the mail, and I'm like, I don't even have the time to watch it, let alone the money to afford it. So, or the space to afford it. So, you know,
yeah.
I rant.
No, I agree with everything you just said. It's you know, like, you upgraded the Fight Club to 4K, and I think if that's one of your favorite movies, then like,
oh, I love Fight, yeah,
hell yeah, like, do that. For me, there's only so many movies that warrant that, and I got into the Blu-ray game in 2018, like I said earlier, and that was probably the worst time to get into it, is because that was when 4K was like really starting to take off, and it had only been around for like a year or 2 at that point. So I'm buying all my favorite movies on Blu-ray, you know, Back to the Future, you know, Jurassic Park, like all the staples, right, of any collection, Indiana Jones, The Godfather, all that stuff. I got it all on Blu-ray, and it's like the first stuff I target because those are my favorites, right? And then so now they're like announcing the Back to the Future 4K set, and I'm like, with me, if I bought that 4K Blu-ray set, or the 4K set of Back to the Future, I would immediately want to get rid of my Blu-ray set.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't need both, is my thing.
Right.
So I would, but then I'm like, well, what would I do with it? You know? So it's like, that's just how my brain works. And I love Back to the Future, and it's probably worth upgrading on 4K. But I'm happy with my Blu-rays, and that's just something that I had to come to terms with real quick, because it was like, realistically, I'm not going to do it financially. Just rebuy everything, and then I would have to get rid of all these Blu-rays because I don't need both. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of them come with the Blu-ray, so.
Getting rid of the Blu-rays have been a hassle, because it's like wherever you're selling them to, you get pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, you're not going to make your money back. So like, you have to dispel that notion immediately, because you're not going to recoup your investment.
Right. You know? And then I'm not, a psycho. I'm not going to like throw them out. I'll donate them or do something or whatever. But I've even bundled them on eBay, and I'll be like, 5 Blu-rays for like $6 in shipping, and it's like, it's wholesale prices or whatever you want to say, and they sit for like 3 months. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is, I'm just trying to get whatever. And then obviously with tape, with driving to the post office and whatever, you're like, I'm making less than pennies. I'm making $4 on 10 Blu-rays or something. So I feel your pain.
Yeah, you're just making a few bucks at the end of the day after FeeBay takes their cut. And after you spend money on the shipping materials, And at the end of the day, it's worth it if I make a couple bucks and it's gone. Because the thing I value the most is getting rid of this stuff. Because when I first started collecting Blu-rays, I wanted to be like the people who had huge collections. Mm-hmm. So I was just buying shit just to buy it. I have now since gotten rid of all of those same movies. A lot of Dollar General titles I would find, I would just buy because I felt like buying something because it would give me like a dopamine hit.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's practices like that you know, I think people should talk about, and that's the kind of stuff I talk about on my channel too. Whenever I do physical media videos, I do stuff like that where I'm like, you know, look for validation, look for satisfaction in other areas of your life as opposed to the feeling of a package on your porch, which is a great feeling. I love that feeling when you have a package to open, but it gets expensive. It just gets expensive, and it's not feasible. So you gotta find that in something else.
And that's the thing of like, just to not to bring this up again, but like this was $40 for a 4K steelbook, and you can get the Blu-ray for, let's just say, $10. So it's like, is it worth what's the old marketing term, like marginal price over marginal value? Like, is it worth an extra $30, or you can just call it $40 because I already owned it on there, to watch the film on a better picture quality, and then you have to get rid of that. And then the other thing too is that I don't keep multiple things. So like you said, I get rid of the Blu-ray. I don't keep the Blu-ray and the 4K, which some people do, which takes up more space. But I've been trying to, my whole, whatever you want to call it, collecting career, I've been trying to get rid of digital codes, and it never works. Like I don't have Facebook anymore, but I would do Facebook groups, and it's either like, you know, it's like the drug deal transaction. It's like, if you give them the code first, they're not going to give you the money, and nobody's going to give you the money first. So I've had people like, I don't know, I've tried so many times in groups and other things to be like, hey, here's this digital code for like $2. I'm not trying to, you know, whatever. Yeah. But it's impossible, unless you're in a group of like, or then you don't want to give away your Venmo or something personal to some dude online. So that's the other thing too. I'm like, I've had so many 4Ks and Blu-rays, like digital codes just go to waste, because it's just like, what am I supposed to do with it, so to speak?
That hasn't been my experience, to be honest. Like I found a good Facebook group back when I realized that I could sell all my codes. I went through my whole shelf top to bottom and stripped out like $100 worth of codes. Mm-hmm. And I listed them all in one big post, and my DMs were like blowing up in this group. And you can like look at their profiles and see, you know, a big indicator is how long have they been in the group. If they haven't been in the group very long, then that can be a giveaway. Mm-hmm. But generally there is an etiquette to it, and people will pay you first if you give them the code. And I never had any problems giving away my PayPal or my Venmo, because the only thing they can do with that is send me money. So
that's
I don't think there's anything like to be, unless I'm totally wrong, I don't think there's any danger to that. So I'm just saying, if you decide to go back that route, there is ways to do it. And I don't think you should have to be like concerned or anything, because people are there because they're trying to buy this stuff. They want to own the movies digitally because that's what they do. They don't have physical discs, so they're seeking this shit out, and they want to pay $2 for it. So and that was the best, man, when Best Buy sold the codes, because if it was a new release, you could sell that code for like $7 to $10,
right?
And it would totally subsidize the cost of the disc for you, like because then you're subtracting that from what you paid,
right?
And it was great. I mean, you can still do that too, like if you're buying shit on Amazon, but I don't really do that anymore. But it's a whole ecosystem. Like, it's very self-sustaining, and it's cool. Yeah, it's a great way to subsidize your collection. So
yeah, I'll have to figure that out, because I had Facebook. I got rid of it because the only social media I have, personal or private, is Instagram. I got rid of Facebook and Snapchat. Good. Never had. Good. It's crazy, dude. I don't know how. Like, I'm watching coworkers, and I'm just like, I get overwhelmed anxiety wise and whatever, just to keep up with a personal Instagram and your friends and the movie Instagram. And it's just like, I don't know how these people. I looked at his phone. He was just like he's like, oh, check this out. And the dude's got like TikTok notifications, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and I'm like a text message, and I'm like, dude, my anxiety would be like insane because I'm like, there's the two people who have 800 messages or 0, and I'm like, I gotta get through all of them because I feel like I'm a piece of shit if I don't. So I don't even know how they just like, even if it's just your friend sending you like a reel of like whatever, I'm like, oh, I want to see that, so immediately I'll open it. But I don't know how people keep up with everything. So so at some point, my long-winded, what I was just saying was that I like to get back on Facebook, but maybe just for the just selling codes or whatever. But it makes it a hard account to make it, the movie magic one, and then people want you to post and follow and all that stuff. But yeah, so
yeah, I just did it straight from my personal page. I don't have it. I don't have like a Tales from the Shelf Facebook account or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, everything you're saying is totally accurate and valid. I spend too much time on social media, but it's mostly just scrolling reels because I can't sleep at night. But that's
right.
Unrelated. But yeah, no, just too much screen time really is a problem for me. I should be using that time spending watching that on like movies and stuff, or but it's like the idea of watching a 2-hour movie is somehow less appealing than watching 2 hours worth of Instagram reels. You know what I mean? At least for me, anyway. I don't know if if I'm on an island with that.
It's weird. I've found now that during the week, it's hard for me to watch a movie because I'll do my routine of like, I still live at home. I'm blessed to have my mom be able to, cook and do all these things and stuff. But it's like, you come home, you and I both work physical jobs, and it's like, you're obviously we're mentally tired, but we're physically tired as well. And when you come home for me at 5:30, 6 o'clock, eat dinner, shower, and if I'm lucky enough to go on the elliptical or lift or do something for like an hour, and then it's like I really got 2 hours left of the day. And sometimes your brain just can't, if I'm writing a review while watching a film, or if I'm just whatever, sometimes I can't handle, I need like brain rot. I need something that's just like, whether it's YouTube videos, and of course I'm watching my buddies and I'm watching the people I want to watch and whatever. And sometimes it's easier to watch, that Seinfeld episode for the 87th time opposed to like, or a film that I've seen before opposed to the new whatever film, because I'm like, I really got to focus, and my brain, it's hard for me to do. So sometimes I've found that since starting the YouTube channel, I watch less movies because I have to finish a review and I have to do all these things, or again, I'm just so tired, which sucks. But to transition with that, I've only gone to the movies like 3 or 4 times this year. Have you seen Mortal Kombat 2? What have you seen in the theaters? And
oh man, I was just gonna say that. So like you're talking about, like it's hard to watch movies at home. I think now I probably watch more movies in the theater than I do at home. I have the Regal Unlimited pass, and just last month I saw 10 movies in the theater.
Oh wow.
Which was great. It's like my therapy, man. I love it. Like I get done work on the weekdays around like 8. I'll catch like the 9:50 show. So like I come home from work, I change, shower, eat dinner, have just enough time I drive 20 minutes to the theater, and it's like my therapy. Like I'll sit there. If I get there early enough, there's these little massage chairs in the lobby. I'll get like I'll pay $5 to get this little massage. And then I'll get my popcorn, and then I watch a movie. I get home at like midnight, and then I go to sleep. And our schedules are different. You and I, you wake up early. I don't have to be at work until like some days 2 p.m. Other days like 11 in the morning is like the earliest I'll go in. So I can stand to be out that late, and I like it, man. I like it a lot. So yeah, to answer your question, I did see Mortal Kombat 2. And I thought it was fun. I thought it was very dumb, but it was very fun. And that's all I needed it to be. So, yeah, I've been hitting the theater up like crazy, man. A lot of re-releases, too. Like I saw Dazed and Confused last month. I saw what did I see? I saw Dazed and Confused on 420. I saw Silence of the Lambs. And I saw one more, Fight Club. I saw Fight Club.
Hell yeah.
So like my Regal's been doing a great job of doing all these re-releases and stuff, and I try to prioritize those when I can, because they're it's cool to see these classic movies in theaters, like Silence of the Lambs, like that whole basement sequence in the theater, like with the night vision goggles and everything, was awesome, so great. So.
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, I haven't. I know AMC does those anniversary films. The last one I saw was did I see Revenge of the Sith? I know I saw Phantom Menace in the theaters. I can't remember if I saw Revenge of the Sith when it was the 25th anniversary. But I would like to go back and see, like they do like Jaws when it was the 50th anniversary and like that. But let me get back. I apologize, Jason. Let me get back to your questions. You've got Jason says, I have limited space as well. I have to move things elsewhere to fill the void. That too, and especially what Mark said, like I still live at home. At some point when I move out, it's going to be a nightmare to take not only all the physical media, but all the knickknacks and stuff. I mean, again, I have like Jack and Sally, and I have all these masks, and I have all these other trinkets that'll be a nightmare to move out. I got Jason saying, well, I spent $80 on the Batman 4K with the taillights with Batman from Australia, but then later on the US made the same copy, even though they said they wouldn't. Did I need to? No, but it adds to the collection, and I have a story to tell. So yeah, I mean, listen, if that's your Batman's my favorite superhero, it's probably hard to see, but I have everything from the 1966 film with Adam West, all the live actions, I should say. And so yeah, man, if that's something you love and enjoy, go for it.
Yeah, if it's worth the $80 to you, then
right. Yeah. He says, even though I work a full-time job, I still do stuff outside or inside the house. Am I tired? Sure, but stuff needs to get done no matter what. I like what you were saying, Mark, where I think it's I don't know if it's a commitment to ourselves or a commitment to the movie-going process. Like, I can start a movie here, and then something happens. Your mom needs your help. You I don't know, have to get ready for work, and something like there's something that can stop you. But if you're at the theater, you turn your phone off and you kind of committed to, I drove here, I paid the money, I did the whatever. So so I think that's like an awesome way to go about it. And like you said, your therapy too, to like every week it's just a ritual and it gets you excited. You're on Monday or Tuesday, you're like, hey man, work sucks, but I'm gonna get to the theater and see this film, and it's gonna be awesome. So
I'm gonna go see Obsession on Friday with a bunch of friends too. Usually I go by myself, and I love going to the theater by myself. I never used to, but then I started going by myself, and it's like the best thing ever. If you guys haven't done it, you need to.
It is pretty awesome. Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm also excited to go see Obsession with like a big group, which is what we're doing on Friday. So, have you seen Milk and Cereal? No, I should definitely watch that. That's only like an hour, right?
It's only an hour. It's on YouTube. I think you'll like it more than I liked it, but you with Blair Witch and everything, like I haven't seen it in a while. It's like found footage-esque. But I think you'll like it more than I liked it. I liked it. It's very creepy. Definitely some little Silence of the Lambs. I'll stop talking, but you'll like it.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought it up, because I should definitely go see it ahead of Obsession. I feel like.
And again, it's only an hour and it's on YouTube, so yeah. But we got Jason saying, I usually go on Saturdays either in the morning. Yeah, I'm the type of person who goes in the morning, because like actually when I saw Scream 7, dude, I saw Scream 7 at like 11 in the morning with Brian with B-Dub's Movie Hub. That's cool. It was cool until there were like teenagers or something, like we're talking the whole film, and I haven't been back since February, because in
the morning too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
I think they would be there on like Friday night at 7 p.m.
Dude, I haven't seen a movie. Like I would venture a guess saying I haven't seen a movie on a weekend on a weekend night probably since pre-COVID, because it's always just like a shitty, like someone's always on their phone or something's whatever, and I avoid it like the plague. And I haven't been back. I wanted to see Project Hail Mary or Michael, and I didn't, because I was like, I know somebody's gonna be on their phone or just doing something, just pisses me off. But yeah,
you do run into that. I would say I go a lot, and it's definitely not. It's less the case that more than it is always the case. I'm not phrasing that correct. It doesn't happen as often as it doesn't happen.
Right.
More often than not, I have a good experience and people are respectful. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely horror films that bring out that audience, I would say, for sure. So.
Did you see speaking of films that came out this year, did you see Send Help by Sam Raimi?
Yes, I did. That was good.
That was my favorite, probably not only favorite horror movie, but favorite movie so far this year.
Yeah, no, it was definitely good. It was a good January film. I saw that, and I saw Iron Lung in the same day, I think. The Markiplier film. And I didn't really like that, but Send Help was good.
Okay. Yeah, Sand Help was really good. I loved, first R-rated Sam Raimi film since who knows, the '90s essentially, maybe Army of Darkness, because again, yeah. he does Spider-Man when we were growing up in the early 2000s. I always forget that Drag Me to Hell is PG-13 because it's got a lot of blood. It's got like the weird old lady; she's squirting blood from her nose and at the bank, at the bank teller and stuff. And I always forget that one. But then
I haven't seen that in a while.
That's a good one. There's a Scream Factory 4K of it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have a standard Blu-ray over there that I got for Christmas not long ago.
But that's a good one still. I think Justin Long's he's like the main boyfriend or whatever.
I love Sam Raimi. He's great.
He kills it. We've got my boy Frank's Media Reviews. What's up, Frank?
What's up, Frank? Frank's the man.
Frank is the man. He says, love going solo to the theater. Yeah, me too, man. Absolutely. It's too hard to find friends in certain times. And I'm just like, hey, man, I'm just going to go at this time. And, I don't know. It just works so much more.
Yeah.
We've got Jason saying, I enjoy going to the movies by myself. It's my time. Exactly. It's a time to get away from everybody. So it's not just, so awesome. Milk and Cereal was very good. He also has a bunch more that I haven't seen. But I think they're like super short. Like Milk and Cereal is like an hour long, and I think his other ones were like, I don't know, 20 minutes or 30 minutes long or something like that. Don't know if they're also free on his YouTube channel, but definitely Curry Barker is a name to look out for. But Frank is saying my top 3 is 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, Send Help, and Hokum. I do want to see Hokum too. Have you seen that, Mark?
Hokum is my favorite movie of the year so far.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. It was incredible.
Shout out Adam Scott, right?
It worked for me on like every level. I loved it. The Bone Temple's really great too. I'd say Hokum, Bone Temple, and then Send Help for me is third, but still very good.
I missed and still haven't seen 28 Years Later, so I have to see that before I see Bone Temple. I don't know why.
You do, because they're very. Bone Temple picks up like right after, so yeah, you definitely can't go into Bone Temple without being confused.
Which one did you like more?
Man, they're pretty even. I think I gave them the same score on LETTERBOXD. I guess I'd give the edge to Years, but Bone Temple was also was really cool. They're both really good.
Yeah, I loved. I would probably say the original. Just to use the first two, 28 Days. I like more than 28 weeks. The original with Cillian Murphy is phenomenal, and
yeah, that's the best one for me. Is in that.
That's one of the best, whatever you want to call it, zombie films of all time.
Yeah. People say it's not a zombie movie. It's a zombie movie,
right?
It's that Years, Bone Temple, Weeks for me.
Mm-hmm. What else are you looking forward to, man, for the summer? I mean, obviously there's Mando and Grogu, Masters of the Universe, Scary Movie, Toy Story. What's something you're like, I gotta see, or I'm ready for in the summertime?
There's a lot. I was actually just looking at this not long ago, and there is like a shit ton of stuff just in this summer alone that I'm super excited for. So just in May, like we have Obsession coming up. I'll see Star Wars Mandalorian. I'm not excited really, but I'll see it.
Yes.
I'll see Passenger. I'm gonna see I Love Boosters, the new Boots Riley film. Excuse me. I'm gonna see Backrooms for sure. I'm very excited for that. And that's all just in May. And then once you get into June, let's see. We have Disclosure Day, new Spielberg. Leviticus, which is a new neon horror film. Then you got Supergirl, the new Jackass film. And then you get into July, and you got Evil Dead Burn, The Odyssey, Her Private Hell, which is a new Nicholas Winding Refn movie. He did Drive, if you've seen that. And then you have Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then once you get into August, we have The End of Oak Street. Let's see. You have the new Insidious. I don't know if I'm going to see that, actually. That might not be very good.
Yeah.
But Coyote versus Acme. So that's like 10 or 12 movies right there that I'm super excited for. And that's all before September. And then my most anticipated of the entire year is Resident Evil. I'm super fucking excited
really?
for that. Yeah, I'm very excited for Resident Evil.
Is it because you like the games or you like Zach Kreger?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Yeah, I think Zach Kreger is fantastic. And I love the games. It's probably my favorite game series. So
now, correct me if I'm wrong, though. I was hearing that Zach Kreger was going to do what they did with the Mila Jovovich films, Paul W.S. Anderson, that he wasn't going to adapt the video game.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So I'm surprised, though, because a lot of people, it seems like someone who loves the video game would go, well, what are you doing, man? I'm trying to watch it or whatever.
That's how I felt for a long time about it, was that you should just adapt the game into a film. And then they kind of did that with Welcome to Raccoon City. And it wasn't very good. And so I'm like, okay, well, what else can we do here? And then that's not to say that you couldn't essentially try to remake Welcome to Raccoon City, but just good this time. It starts with the right filmmaker, and I don't think they had the right filmmaker for Welcome to Raccoon City. So, and those Paul W.S. Anderson films are, they're okay. Yeah, I like the first three. Like, they're fun enough. But the thing that Zach Kreger's been saying about his film is that it's not so much about retelling the events of the game, but it's more about conveying the feeling of playing the game. So in the trailer alone, you follow this character, and you see this gradual progression from having like a pistol to eventually he finds a shotgun to eventually he gets an automatic weapon, and that's kind of the trajectory of the games. And just the feeling of the just finding items and having to go from place to place to place. And I mean, I think he's a fan of the game. If you watch interviews with him, he knows ball. He knows what he's talking about. And his track record with Barbarian and Weapons combined with all of that tells me that this will easily be the best Resident Evil movie. And that's admittedly a low bar to clear. But no, I have every bit of confidence that it's going to be awesome. So I'm couldn't be more excited for that, because he seems to know what to do, as far as like, we're not just going to tell the story of the game, but we're going to make it feel like you're playing the game. And that's to me what I'm excited about.
Well, I'd love to hear your take on this question. Why do you think in the past couple of years, video game movies have been getting a lot better, right? With Super Mario crossing $1 billion, with Sonic making a lot of money, all that stuff. Why do you think video game movies seem to be hit or miss, right? Like, we just got that new Silent Hill film and it was horrible. And then we could get Detective Pikachu and it's amazing, or we could get the old Resident Evils are schlocky and whatever. But why do you think they come out and they're either like make $1 billion like Super Mario Galaxy, or they come out and it's like this piece of crap?
I think it's the answer is because they have to make, at the end of the day, these movies have to be marketable to people who've never played the game. So you're appealing to two audiences. There's the diehard fans of the games, and then you also need to be able to make it like a 4-quadrant film where anyone can walk in off the street and go see it and be able to understand it. And that's a hard balance to follow, and a lot of them just can't do that well. I think Super Mario has a much easier path forward for that kind of thing because they are admittedly like children's games. And I know that it's a multi-generational thing, and there's 50-year-old fans of Mario who've grown up with Mario. So it's not just children, but at the end of the day, it's just, it's cartoony, it's fun, it's very low stakes. There's less to fuck up, I think, with Mario. It's you kind of just throw in stuff from the game, and that's that. And with Resident Evil, for example, or like Mortal Kombat, and what's funny is Mortal Kombat's not very, like, I know there's a story and there's a lot of lore in Mortal Kombat, but the moment to moment gameplay of Mortal Kombat is just fighting. So I'm surprised to see so many people like kind of quarreling about that stuff as far as like being critical of those movies. But Resident Evil, like, yeah, they just want you to retell the story of those games, and I don't know that that's enough. I don't know. It's tricky. It depends on the franchise. I think it depends on the franchise. Depends on the approach you decide to take. Like Kreger's doing his thing, and it's a totally unique story. So like anyone can just go in and they're gonna be able to pick up on what's happening. They're not going to be confused about that. And I think that's a big part of it as far as a business side, as how can you market this thing? So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. It's a complex thing.
Yeah.
I think TV shows are probably the best medium for it, if from a narrative perspective, because it gives you more time to explain things.
Right.
Video games, you spend 40 to 50 hours
exactly
in a game. If it's a narrative-driven game, like Last of Us, where you really need that time to grow that attachment to characters. So it just depends on the IP.
Yeah, I totally agree. Video games translating more to can't be a mini series. It has to be a show that has multiple seasons, whether it's The Last of Us or The Witcher or something like you said that takes, there's side missions. It takes 40 to 50 hours. How do you condense that into 2 hours? And it's one of those things too, where it's like, even I haven't seen it yet, but the Michael Jackson movie, how do you condense a biopic into someone's entire life who's done, had a career of 40, 50 years into 2.5, 3 hours or something. So it's tough. It's really like mini series and all these things have been taking shape, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard. It's also when you're doing the choices. I like what you said about you're progressing from getting this weapon to that weapon and going from level to level. It's very hard to do when you're actively making the decisions, and you get killed, so you have to do the same thing again and again, and that may make you frustrated, or you may go down the wrong hallway or something. That's just very hard to translate to a medium that spoon feeds it to you because you're just watching this passively.
Resident Evil is very much like the early games. I don't know if you've ever played any of them, but it's like there's a lot of backtracking involved where you'll start in an area and there'll be a door and it's locked, and eventually you'll get the key for that. So you kind of file it away in your brain. You go to the ways that you can go. You find this key. Maybe you totally forgot about that door, and then you're like, oh shit, and then it tells you, okay, now I have to go there. And so it doesn't necessarily spoon feed you information or anything, but it's a really satisfying gameplay loop because you'll find shit and you'll be like, oh, maybe this is for that, and then you go and then you find out and then, oh, this was how I got here this whole time, and the whole time you're like fighting for your life as well. So they're great games, and it is hard to capture that feeling, and I think that that's what Kreger is gonna do. So fingers crossed in that regard anyway.
Hell yeah, man. Something I love to do, and I haven't bought a video game in a while. Unfortunately, I was huge on them when I was growing up. But I love to listen to YouTubers that talk about it. So I try to keep my ear on the pulse, and whether it's like Spawn Wave or Beat 'em Ups or whoever. So I do know that the new one came out. Did you play Requiem or?
I'm in the middle of it. I'm taking my time with it. I'm just taking my time with it. I'm really enjoying it. It's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been hard to find the time to play it in between. You know, like I said, I come home from work. If it's the right night of the week, I'm going to the movies, or I'm working on YouTube, or maybe it's my friends are at the bar and they want to play pool or something. So it's like uh, it's hard to find the time with YouTube, like you and I do, to balance that with like social life and games, and like there's just too much shit that I want to be doing on any given night. So you really have to. This is kind of an aside or whatever, a side tangent, but yeah, it's hard to find the time to prioritize. Like, okay, tonight I should do this. Tomorrow night I'm going to wind up doing that, so I should do this tonight.
Right.
And yeah, Requiem's kind of fallen by the wayside, but at the same time, I'm okay with that because it'll be there when I'm ready, and I'm not trying to rush through it or anything. I waited so long for it, right? Why would I want to? Why would I want to finish it off and then have nothing to play? So.
Right. No, hell yeah, man. We've got Joel again, Dark Room Review, saying Obsession is gonna be dope. Hell yeah, it is.
I agree.
What else was I gonna say? I know just from following you that again that you love video games as well. What's besides horror games or anything? What did you really grow up on? I mean, I know since we're the same age, we both had like GameCube and PS2 and stuff like that. But do you have a favorite system? Do you have a favorite type of game, whether it be shooter, whatever? Yeah.
So Super Mario 64 is my favorite probably game of all time. I always say it's tied with Resident Evil 4. So two very different games, but both equally foundational for me growing up. It's weird. I used to love a Nintendo, like N64, GameCube was my shit. And then I graduated to the PS2, and then from there I went to Xbox 360, and then I've kind of been on Xbox ever since. Nintendo just doesn't appeal to me as much anymore, but I loved that era that we came up in with like Luigi's Mansion and Super Mario Sunshine and all that stuff is like my jam. I love the original God of War. Growing up, I loved God of War 1 and 2. Sly Cooper was big. Going back before that, Spyro and Crash Bandicoot were very pivotal for me. Eventually got into Resident Evil 4 on the PS2, went back, explored the original games, and then from there I've proceeded to go forward, and I've been with it ever since. Love Resident Evil. Trying to think. My games are over there. I can't really see them, so I'm like trying to recall them all from memory. Final Fantasy X is a hugely awesome JRPG, which are very long games, and they're not games that I play often, if at all. But Final Fantasy X is one that really sucked me in with the story. So that's one I always recommend. So yeah, I like a little bit of everything. I love Skate. That's a game. That's a game I can just play like for an hour, and there's nothing you don't have a goal. You're just doing cool shit.
Right.
So I like that. But yeah, mostly a lot of horror games too. So
yeah, nice, dude. Yeah. For me, I had two older brothers, and I was born in 96. So 96, 97, whenever the N64 came out, they had it. And it took me a couple years again, I was so young. And I had a couple games on there. Again, Super Mario 64 and was a bunch of fun. GameCube was like the first system that I have vivid memories of and had most of my games on there. It was kind of weird how I went from we had the GameCube, and then we got the skinny PS2, not the fat one, the remodel or whatever they call it. Obviously we had to have a DVD player in the basement. That was sort of the awesome thing about it, but had a couple games on there, and that was the mainstay of sports games. And my brothers had Final Fantasy. I had oh my god, what's it called with Sora and Roxas.
Oh,
And
dude, Kingdom Hearts.
yeah, Kingdom Hearts was phenomenal.
Love Kingdom Hearts, bro.
Because I was the big you were. It's funny because you were saying before about your mom and family going to Disney World. Like I was the big Disney. They like Disney as well, but it's like they like the Final Fantasy characters and I like Disney, so it kind of meshed together. Because we there was not many things that we could agree on, but we all agreed on those games were amazing.
Yeah, dude.
And so those games, Kingdom Hearts, all those old Mario games. Super Mario Sunshine was okay. My brothers loved Zelda, although I wasn't really big into it. But then I went into my formative years of I should say middle school and then high school of Xbox 360 with Gears of War, Halo 3, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops.
The best era of gaming ever.
It was phenomenal. I mean, you were still sitting with your buddies playing split screen. You could play online, and
couch co-op was still a thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was amazing. That was my favorite era. I definitely have Skate 2 and 3. I probably got rid of the original. I have like all the Tony Hawk games, even the remakes that just came out. I now have a PS5, but I pretty much just use that as my 4K player.
Yeah.
The last Call of Duty I had was I think Cold War.
Same. That was the last one. That's the last one I like played the campaign and everything too.
Yeah, which was like maybe the first one that they had on the PS5 in 2020.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
So I have that. I have the three Spider-Man games, the first two, and then Miles Morales.
Oh, sweet.
Because
I need to play those.
Yeah, those are really good. And then it's the same as you, man. I'm usually like don't have time for movies, but that will take up the time. So it'll be like, catching up on TV shows and YouTube channel and movies. And so I haven't bought a video game in like a year or so, unfortunately. I still have my Switch, but I don't know the last time I played that, but it's fun when you go on like a flight or something, but it's kind of hard because it's like I'm always the one driving, right? I'm not going to be in the backseat of my car like a kid, the backseat of my mom's car like a kid anymore. So you never really take it out of the dock mode. But I had a bunch of games on there. I can't really, the Super Mario or the Mario parties and the a couple arcade racing games and things I can't see over there. But yeah, man. I mean, we're getting close to, or we're kind of at our time real quick. But listen, if anyone hasn't checked if anyone doesn't know who you are after checking you out, I have you linked in the bottom, but the floor is yours. What can people expect on your channel? Where to find you? And yeah, man, I'll make you big and oh
geez, I don't like when I'm big. Make me small.
All right, make it smaller again. Don't look at me, guys. I'm drinking my.
I'm just looking at my own face. No, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's weird, right? Because as much as I have done YouTube for a few years now, that I hate the idea of just looking at my self-talk. Editing videos is the worst. But
it's the worst, yeah. My voice, I hate my voice, bro.
Yeah, same. It's never as bad as we think it is, though.
Right. Like other people I'm like, why is my voice so nasally?
Yeah.
We got a subscriber. Jason subscribed to you. There you go.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah. First of all, man, this was a great combo. Love talking to you, man. We have a ton in common. Thanks for having me. As far as Tales from the Shelf goes, man, I've slowed down over there. I made a second channel where I do make video game like retrospectives. It's called Blue Medallion. You can search it up. I've made 2 videos so far over there on the Outlast games, and the response I've gotten over there was pretty great. So Tales from the Shelf isn't going anywhere, but I'm going to be putting forward the most effort is in the gaming department, because the thing I've found about Tales from the Shelf is that like I've tried to do too many different things, and the algorithm has kind of punished me for it, and it doesn't really know how to market my videos anymore. It kind of wants me to be a physical media channel because those seem to be the videos that do well whenever I do make them. But I don't want to do that forever.
Right.
And I've had like video essays over there, like on films that have been really successful, but they're kind of few and far between anymore. And they take a lot of time. And, when you spend, 60 hours or whatever writing a script and editing a video for for it to get like 300 views or whatever. It's kind of a bummer. So I'm going all in on video game stuff, specifically horror games, and I think that by sticking to that, the algorithm will know how to suggest my stuff, and it's fun for me to do too. I'm not just doing it because people watch it. I do it because I really am enjoying it, and I've always loved horror games. And if I was perhaps not as smart about it, I would have started doing those on Tales from the Shelf too, and my algorithm would have been even more confused. So I decided I needed to make a whole other channel for that, and then I'll have the two going concurrently. So all of that to say, sorry for the long-winded answer, but I'm working on a video on Dead Space. I don't know if you ever played that,
no,
but it's like a aliens, zombies in space kind of thing. So I'm working on a video on that, and I don't know when that'll be up, maybe like a week from now or something. But if you like Outlast, I have 2 videos up on there that you can go check out. And then on Tales from the Shelf, I don't know, maybe I'll do a review for Obsession after that comes out. And maybe I'll do one for the Backrooms too the following week. So yeah, check out Blue Medallion and check out Tales from the Shelf. I'll send you the link for Blue Medallion if you're interested.
No, definitely. Yeah.
And yeah, thanks again for having me on. This was a great convo, and I'd love to do it again sometime.
No, hell yeah, dude. And what was I going to say? There was one last thing that you were saying that I don't know if you remember this, but in speaking of the algorithm and getting, for lack of a better term, for getting, I don't know, disheartened or whatever. I do the same thing where it's like, I can't just, post reviews because it'll drive me crazy. So I'll also do convention videos, and then I'll also do physical media hauls and unboxings and all these other things, live streams. So I feel your pain where it's like, you don't want to just do one thing, because although the algorithm will hurt you, you'll go crazy because, it's hard to only review movies, because one time I want to talk about a topic or talk about this or talk about that. But long story short, you posted something on one of my videos that said like, or should I quit YouTube or something like that? And you were just like, hey man, just keep it fun. Like at the end of the day, like just have fun with it, do it for the right reasons and all that stuff.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Something. And that was before I'm sure we messaged, maybe, I can't remember, but that was a long time. That was like 10 months ago. So same thing to you, as long as you're having fun with the new channel and everything, that's pretty much all it matters at the end of the day. So yeah, man. So I appreciate it. We'll talk a little bit off the once I click this, and yeah, man, thank you guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks all for watching.